Hello, everybody. Welcome to TEDxYouth. I am a youth, but my name is not Ted. I'm Rhythm, formerly of New Delhi. Lived in India for 8 years and in China for about 7. So I guess you could say I'm half and half, but probably not. Today's theme is about growing up international in China as an expat who's been living half his life in his home country and half his life here. I feel like I can offer a unique perspective, mainly that I'm Asian, but a different kind of Asian. When I first came to China, I discovered totally different culture, different food, different language, and people who looked different. I was 8 at that time, and India was all that I had ever known or expected. So, when we moved to China on a particularly rainy monsoon day, I was astonished when my father ordered Indian, a paneer curry and dal makhani. I knew monsoons and I knew paneer, so it didn't really feel that different yet. That happened the following week when we went exploring our new neighborhood, Sheko. My father took me to nearby stores where it seemed that I was the main attraction. I was confused and disgusted by the way people kept staring at me. Everyone spoke a different language. I had no idea what any of them said, and I couldn't help think that they were talking about me. I felt completely alien. I thought things might start getting better the following week when I started attending my international school. But guess what? As I attended my international school, I discovered the hallways of my campus were no different than those streets. The stares came from younger faces, but the curiosity and the mistrust were the same. It was absolutely the worst time of my life. I felt awkward and out of place, and as the afternoon approached, I even experienced bullying by my own classmates. I was teased for my skin color, my accent, and any number of small things small children can find to focus on. I could handle it. I had expected it. What I couldn't handle or did expect was a lack of vegetarian food in our cafeteria. Earlier that day, I had heard that vegetarian food was being served in our cafeteria. It was the only thing getting me through the whole day. But as I rushed through the front of the line, I discovered all of it was boiled. Boiled. I came from India and I wasn't used to eat boiled food with sticky rice. You know what kind of food do Indians like? We like crispy, crunchy, and tasty. That's more like it. Everything that could go wrong was going wrong. It wasn't just the food that was boiled. My blood boiled. I was angry and terrified. And I demanded my father to take us back home immediately. But he didn't seem to register. Or perhaps he was better adapted. See, the malls, the stalls on the streets, the cafeteria, all smelled like meat. It was nauseating to me as a vegetarian, as I had unknowingly grown up in a vegetarian paradise where meat was rare. Now, I was stuck in meat hell. There was meat everywhere. It felt like living in a Brazilian steakhouse that wherever you turn, someone is proffering a skewer of meat. Not appetizing. But what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, I guess. That's what people say anyway. The smell of meat still bothers me, but I began to acclimate to the other aspects of life in Shenzhen. I got to know my classmates more. I met a few foreigners like me whose parents had just moved here. We all seem to have these different experiences and stories, but an underlying theme of discomfort, adjustment, and hesitant exploration. Kids, we're resilient. Together we discovered several new things. With them, I discovered milk tea from Haiti. And to be honest, guys, I've been perfectly well adjusted ever since. This magical discovery was at the hands of my new best friend. She was just like me, foreign, We shared a lot of things in common, both strangers in a foreign land, same age, same classes, but she had been here a shorter time than I had and seemed to be thriving. She introduced me to Seaside at Haishangshijin, SeaWorld in English, online gaming with Xbox and PS. She opened my eyes to the cleanliness around me. I could finally see beyond my olfactory haze of Shenzhen. Shenzhen was indeed much cleaner and much safer than where we both had come from. She helped me see the possibilities. As Haiti began to become a daily dent on my parents' bank account, they became intrigued, and I had my first opportunity to share a part of China that I had discovered with them. We began exploring a couple of teas here, and not just the overly processed sugar drinks I was addicted to, but also great fruit tea at Yoti. And guys, summers are approaching, right? This drink, it will energize and enlighten you in seconds. Especially from all this heat and sweat, it's an absolute must. We also tried great Chinese vegetarian food here, which my dad's Indian friends took us to. Took us to great Chinese vegetarian restaurants. And as a matter of fact, Chinese food is blisteringly delicious. Oh my God. I have so many dishes on top of my mind right now. 麻婆豆腐, 炒面条, 土豆丝, 炒蛋饭. Yeah, I have many more, but it's just infinite. Gosh, I love these dishes. I had the opportunity to experience this cuisine as I attended a number of Chinese holiday celebrations hosted by our school's Chinese staff. They made it feel like family. I saw families rejoicing with each other and constantly, with affection and constantly talking about food. They gave each other presents and ate dinner together. And these glorious celebrations also involved fireworks. Surprisingly, these celebrations were very similar with our own Indian festival, Diwali, the Festival of Lights, one of the most important Hindu festivals. The nights of the Diwali sky, I could see my own family in these celebrations, the nights of the Diwali skies. It helped me connect with Chinese culture more. You guys won't believe me, but what I found out was really weird. Both Indians and Chinese parents believe that math is the most important subject. It's really interestingly true, as a matter of fact. They believe that math is important and quite vital for a kid's intelligence and a devolving brain. As my love of tea and curiosity of Chinese culture grew, so did my interest in learning the language itself. And guess what? It resulted in my Chinese grade skyrocketing. I took the Hanshui Ping culture. It's a special Chinese examination designed for foreigners, and it tells the foreigners their standard, their level of Chinese. So I took the third level HSK examination and got a 90 plus in it. Not to flex, but I can use complete sentences now. 你好吗? As I built close friendships, I started loving basketball, as many of my friends were pretty good in it. I joined a local basketball coaching class where the coach could only speak Chinese. At first, it felt impossibly difficult, but by combining the brotherly love of my friends, my growing love of basketball, and a need not to fall on my face on court, I was able to strengthen not only the closeness to my friends, but my athleticism and my Chinese. With my Chinese skills, I could speak a few basketball jargon like 投篮. I bet most of my basketball buddies here do know what I'm trying to say. My struggles resulted in a massive benefit for me as I improved my basketball skills and made stronger friendships. My friends felt comfortable talking to me. And they often tried speaking to me to help me improve my vocabulary and knowledge of Chinese. As we spend more of our time here, we got introduced to massive Indian enclaves. They helped us in several ways, especially teaching us Chinese and literally telling us where everything useful for Indians in Shenzhen was, like Indian grocery stores and Indian restaurants. We attended tons of native festival celebrations together. My dad even joined the Indians in Shenzhen WeChat group, which further helped us out in several ways. My friends, they helped me learn and communicate in Chinese. They helped me learn basketball and communicate with my coach. And in return, my coach introduced me to my own potential. Hats off to Cao Jiaolian. Basketball was challenging in two ways. One, the sport itself. I had to run around, and it literally felt impossible running around the whole court and scoring even a single basket. Two, communication with my coach was just undoable. The only two things we could talk through was an apology or nodding with a yes. We talked through two specific words, sorry and okay. The Trachea Journal of Science explains an experimental teaching methodology known as learning language through sport. It has been elaborated and applied via simultaneous implementation of foreign language learning and simultaneous and standardized testing results. And the results are compelling, including improvements in both intrinsic and extrinsic goal orientation and value factors. For me, it was creating a space where I could be myself and play ball with my friends. We were all fumbling, me with the words and them with the ball. Stronger friends and the community I was surrounded by helped me embrace my life in Shenzhen and enjoy their company. All my friends and the community I was surrounded by here facilitate me in calling and believing China as my home. And so, as the title goes of my speech, home. And by finding passion in sport and food, I was able to find passion in language and culture. So, if you're looking to immerse yourselves, I recommend picking up a fork or perhaps a basketball.